Hey, what's up, EZOVERDOSE here. This is how to beat the tiny terrors in Tanaan with the same 3 pets. So this is a map of the route I take, and I start in the top left corner, and when I get to the 3rd pet, I'll use Aviana's Feather to go to the 4th pet, and the 4th pet in the bottom left corner is in a cave, just for reference. And then when I get done there, I'll Goblin Glider to the next pet, then walk to all of them until you get to I think it's Nether Fist up there where the second Goblin Glider is, and then Goblin Glider down, which will be Dire Flame. And then from there, you can either Aviana's Feather to the top, because you'll have to climb up the mountain, the winding pathway. So you can either Aviana's Feather up there to get to that one quick, or you can walk up to that one and then use Aviana's Feather to get to the very last one. And a note for that is you can't make it with a glider on the very last stretch. You can't make it over that mountain with a glider, so go all the way down to the road if you don't have the feather up. And if you do have the feather, don't overshoot the spot, because if you think you're just gonna like overshoot and see what's back there, you'll hit an invisible wall and you'll just be teleported down to like right in front of where it says the dark portal on the map. So the 3 pets I'm using are the Pandaren Water Spirit, and mainly Geyser and Whirlpool, but I switch those 2 up depending on which fight. And then the Zandalar Ankle Render with Hunting Party, Primal Cry, and Black Claw. And then Anubis Idol with Crush, Sandstorm, and Deflection. Now the Ankle Render is a double power build, so note that, because some of these, it just barely does enough damage to kill the first pet, which is extremely crucial. So if you have a different build, you might not do that extra 1 hit that kills him. It might not kill him, so make sure that you have a double power breed. So this first one is Bleak Claw, and I start with the Pandaren Water Spirit, and I just do Geyser Whirlpool, and that's basically the 1-2 combo that we're going to do on quite a few of these, and then switch to the Ankle Render, and then use Hunting Party. If you use the Water Spirit to get up the 1-2 combo and then switch, you never get up Black Claw first, because you can't. The double damage debuff's more important and you can't get up both. So, but on the fights that you start with the Zandalar Ankle Render, you'll always get up Black Claw before doing Hunting Party. So the Ankle Render died, and I'm gonna just bring back in the Water Spirit and just use Water Jet or whatever it's called to finish him off, because he's so low. And then at this point, the boss, it does something called Fell Corruption, I think, and it puts a buff on the back row pets that does plus 50% damage, and they take 50% less damage. So you want to mitigate and just drag out rounds by taking the least amount of damage possible until this buff wears off of him. Like, you're not trying to out DPS him with this buff up. And that's the reason you're always going to pull in this Anubis Idol last, because, well, between Sandstorm and Deflection, he can pretty much live through anything. So that's how the format of all these are going to be. I'm just going to like briefly explain what to do on the first pet, and then fast forward through the rest of the fight. So this one is the Fellsworn Sentry, and I start with the Water Spirit, just get up the 1-2 combo, swap to the Ankle Render, do Hunting Party. You should be left with a tiny sliver of life that last round, but if for some reason he kills you, you can use the Water Spirit and just use Water Jet on him, because he's going to go into repair mode, and that gives you 3 rounds to kill him. The next one is Cursed Spirit. This one, just do Black Claw Hunting Party. Something to note about all these battles is the back row pets are random, so like any pet that can be in this map, they can be on that back row, so like frogs, snakes, flyers, and they can be rare as well, and you know, like double power breed rare, both of them, so that can cause a little bit of issues, which I'll mention which fights that's actually going to cause an issue on here in a minute. The next one is Chaos Pup. This guy's in a cave, by the way, I mentioned earlier. You start with the Water Spirit on this one, just do the 1-2 combo, swap to the Ankle Render, do Hunting Party. And by the way, on these is if the first pet like crits you, it's probably gonna kill you prematurely and just ruin your whole like 1-2 combo with the double damage debuff. In that case, just be ready to start over. Don't try to salvage it. This guy is Meyer croak, and you just do Black Claw Hunting Party on him, and he does have the frog kiss or whatever, so it can like polymorph you or whatever, and if that happens, you're screwed as well. Alright, so this one's Tainted Maulclaw. That's probably the hardest one. I start with Primal Cry instead of Black Claw, and then do Black Claw Hunting Party, and that's to set something up a little later. And this one is like the hardest one because he's got that shell shield or whatever. So after you do Hunting Party, Primal Cry will come back off cooldown, then use it again, and that's going to slow him for 4 rounds. Bring out the Water Spirit, and on the Water Spirit I've actually switched up the moveset. I'm using Healing Wave and Dive instead of the 1-2 combo. And then I heal and then use Dive. That's so Dive connects whenever his shield falls off. And this one, if you have like 2 flyers for the back pets and they're rare, and you have one of those like Blood Beaks, double power, it's gonna screw you. So here is fallenfly. Just do the 1-2 combo, swap. So back about the Tainted Maulclaw and getting 2 rare back row pets. I don't think it's beatable unless you just get really lucky with this combo, and you would want to probably swap in a Emerald Proto-Whelp for the Anubis Idol and out out-heal all the damage they do. And it's plus first flyer as well, and takes reduced damage to flyers. So that's like the one exception. This is Corrupted Thundertail. Just do the 1-2 combo and swap on this guy. This is Dreadwalker. Start with the Ankle Render on this guy, and I get up Primal Cry first, and then do Black Claw Hunting Party. And this dude is just gonna wreck you. And the reason why you get Primal Cry up first is because it's gonna make him slower than you. That way you can get your last round of that Hunting Party off, and then bring in your Water Spirit and just use Water Jet. And this one I also have used the second moveset, the heal and the dive, just to try to drag out the rounds as far as possible to let that Fell Corruption buff fall off the back row pets. This is Vile Blood of Draenor. This one I'm just used Black Claw Hunting Party. And he's always going to kill you before you can kill him, so then you have to bring in the Water Spirit, and I'm still using Dive and Heal. Then just try to live as long as possible to let those nasty buffs fall off. This is Nether Fist, doing the 1-2 combo on him. He can hit you real hard. He actually crits me on this, but it wasn't too big a deal because the back row pets weren't nothing to worry about. This is Dire Flame, and this guy you start with the ankle render and just do Black Claw Hunting Party, and he's going to get you really low. I did this multiple times, and he just gets you really low every time, but never kills you because it always hits for the same amount. And then I'm using the second moveset on my Water Spirit for this one with the heal and the dive. Now we're up on the side of the mountain at Darkgazer, and this guy start off with Primal Cry, so it makes him slower than you, and then just do Black Claw Hunting Party. He's got some kind of move that like interrupts your round, makes you like lose a round or whatever. If you don't slow him, it just doesn't work right. I'm using my second set of moves on this guy. Basically, if you don't need to do the 1-2 combo, like start with the Water Spirit and do the Geyser and Whirlpool, you might as well pick the heal and the dive on the Water Spirit. That way you can just drag the rounds out as long as possible. So this is Skrillex. This guy, we're doing the 1-2 combo. He's got a dodge that makes him pretty annoying. But he's no match for the 1-2 combo. And this is the last guy, Defiled Earth. Start off with the Water Spirit and just do the 1-2 combo. And then just finish as normal. So these are like dailies, and they're not account-wide dailies, so you can do them every day on each toon. So if you have a bunch of toons, you can go out here and farm these things up, and these things do drop pets. They drop 4 different pets. The bags that you get can drop 4 different pets, and the pets can be sold on the auction house, and right now they're worth quite a bit of gold, so there's a little bit of potential in making some money doing this if you're just crazy about these battles. They also drop the Fell Touched Training Stone or whatever. It gives you +5 pet battle levels. So there's the pet that I got. It's just, I don't even think it's a reskin. Like, it literally looks like one of those other spores that you get just exploring. But it is what it is, and somebody probably buy it if you could sell it right now, this early in the expansion. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.